was said to have lived 256 years due to this amazing herb, ancient Chinese herb called Astragalus. So is that a fact or is that a myth? Well, we do know that he was born in either 1677 or 1736, and he died in 1933. So there is a discrepancy where he either lived to 196 or 256. Either way, it is pretty extraordinary. And we also know that astragalus was a major part of his daily routine. He also was a Qigong master in addition to being an herbalist, so he lived a very healthy lifestyle. But what can this herb do for us? We're going to take a look at the research and see what the actual anti-aging benefits are to us as average people and how we can incorporate it into our own lives. All right, let's take a look at that. So in looking at the research, there were about 7 major areas where it really shines as an anti-aging herb. And it really has a profound effect on our entire body, which you're going to see in just a minute. This particular one is regarding telomeres. And telomeres are the ends of our chromosomes that protect our chromosomes, and they tend to get shorter and shorter as we get older because they break down due to oxidation and other aging processes. So you can kind of think of it as a brush that you've used for a long period of time, and the bristles start getting shorter and shorter, like on your toothbrush or a cleaning brush. And that is the way they explain telomeres and the reduction in the size. And then they stop protecting our chromosomes and they start to break down and our cells start to die. So when they get shorter, that's what we experience as aging. But there is a compound in astragalus called astragaloside 4. And that particular compound activates one of our enzymes that help protect telomeres. It's called telomerase. And it maintains the length of those telomeres and protects them, which definitely does slow down the aging process and keep us healthier. So one of the research studies that was published in Aging Cell found this astragaloside 4 enhances telomerase activity and improves the cell viability and its longevity. So viability meaning its activity, its vitality, as well as its aging. So that is the first benefit. All right, here is a cell, and there's a virus floating around here trying to get in. So what does astragalus do to help us with that? Well, astragalus helps to improve our immune system function, not just to activate it, because we don't want to activate an overactive immune system. That's what autoimmune disease is. But it helps to regulate it, so it modulates it up or down as it's needed. And it also seems to improve both our innate and our adaptive response. So what does that mean? All right, so our innate response is what it says. So that's something that is part of our genetics. It's what we're programmed to fight against, a certain bacteria and viruses that we already programmed into our gene. But we know that a lot of times there are different kinds of flus and different kinds of viruses, like COVID, for instance, where we need more of an adaptive response because it hasn't been around and our genes just aren't set up to handle it. And as we get older, we tend to be less able to adapt. So things like astragalus can really help us because it improves our adaptive response. That's actually pretty exciting because most of us get very depleted as we get older. So in the 2017 review, Frontiers in Pharmacology, they talk about how it is also a powerful herb for the adaptive response. And knowing that I never got COVID and I'm close to 70 now, it is pretty exciting to know that there are things out there that can help us with that. But I do want you to understand that if your adaptive immune response is not strong, you may still need the vaccine. So how would you know? If you get sick with colds and flus and COVID when there was a new strain going around, then your adaptive immune response is not strong enough to be without the vaccine. So let's take a look at the next one. All right, so this one is talking about oxidative stress, and astragalus is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory herb. So when you think of anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, you can think of these conditions: heart disease, cancer, joint pain, arthritis, dementia, and Alzheimer's. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the dementia and Alzheimer's in a minute, because there's another property of this herb that also helps to mitigate the signs of Alzheimer's, things that lead towards that. And this is a very powerful effect. So oxidative stress and chronic inflammation are drivers of the aging process. And anything that we can do or take to prevent that can help protect us from and reduce the effect and reverse that aging process and prevent it from moving forward. So in regards to anti-inflammatory, the Journal of Phytotherapy Research did a study and demonstrated that astragalus significantly reduced the inflammatory markers like TNF-alpha and IL-6, both of them which are very closely linked to age-related chronic diseases and chronic inflammation. And that is one of the biggest things that I had seen in practice when I was in the office practice, was the pain associated with chronic inflammation that seems to increase as we get older. In the joints especially, different types of arthritis is very common. So anything that we can do to reverse that inflammation is a key factor in the pain process and in our aging process. So we also have the acute inflammation, things like what happens after an injury and you have tissue damage. Well, it will also help repair that damage. That's pretty cool. So chronic inflammation is like a long-term process that comes a lot from our lifestyle. It can be prevented. It can be improved. Our diet, sedentary lifestyle, the lack of regular exercise, all of those things can relate to chronic inflammation. There's also things that we don't have as much control over, like toxins in our environment or food, from infections that we may pick up outside, and just in general stress. So astragalus is one of those tools in our toolbox that can help reverse a lot of that. Inflammatory pain is caused by these little compounds called pro-inflammatory cytokines. And when they hit the pain-sensitive nerves, they cause pain. And it's very hard to relieve that without relieving the whole inflammatory process, which this herb can do. So that's a very important function. This is one that's really important for women, because one of the things that astragalus does is help protect our cardiovascular health. And the reason why this is so important, and I'll tell you, most women do not know this, but women are more likely to die from a first heart attack than men. So this is really critical. We need to work on prevention, and heart disease continues to be one of the leading causes of death in older adults. So one thing that astragalus does is help to lower blood pressure, and it improves circulation by promoting relaxation of your blood vessels, which is really important for circulation of the heart and for your entire cardiovascular system. It also has an effect on cholesterol, and it has been linked to reducing LDL, the bad cholesterol, and increasing the HDL, good cholesterol. So that's really important for many of us. And if you're not on HRT, or you stopped HRT and you don't have estrogen that it can be heart protective, then astragalus may be an essential tool for you to improve your heart health, okay? So a study published in the American Journal of Chinese Medicine found that astragalus even improved heart function in patients that already had been diagnosed with cardiovascular disease. The best thing that we can do is prevent it, but if you can start reversing it, that's second best. That's still really good. So, and I'm happy with that. So that's another tool for our toolbox. All right, here we go. So as I mentioned at the beginning, that one of the things that we specialize in is state-of-the-art testing. And this program, Holistic Strategies for Eternal Youth, uses a state-of-the-art testing from 3x4 genetics that looks at 134 different genes that give us a window into your entire well-being. And the test will point out all the genes that are problematic for chronic conditions and aging, a lot of what we've talked about today. So we know that we can change our genetic predisposition by changing our lifestyle, our diet, our supplements, and all of these kind of things. And once we get your test results, we can create a customized program that's tailored to your test, because we don't know which genes are problematic for you until we do that. So the program includes this test, all your initial supplements, and all the support that you need to improve all kinds of age-related conditions like heart disease, arthritis, energy and vitality, immune function, and so much more. This program not only addresses the symptoms, but goes way deeper into your genetics and working on building a foundation of wellness so that you can have a long and healthy future. I know if you ask a lot of people, do you want to live to 150? Most of them will say, no way, because they associate being older with being frail and not enjoying their life. But what if you could be older and have amazing energy, amazing physical being that you can really enjoy your life? We can all do that. We can all be healthy and happy and older together. All right, let's go to the next slide. So what do you think is one of the biggest complaints that women have after menopause when they go to the doctor? You probably guessed it. It's weight issues. A lot of us have had issues with that. So Astragalus can actually help with your metabolism also. One of the things it does is help prevent insulin resistance and other metabolic issues. And it's been studied for its potential to improve our ability to use glucose in the cells and support the uptake for healthy cellular function. So metabolic balance really depends a lot on regulating blood sugar and improving our insulin sensitivity. Both of them tend to be very problematic with metabolic syndrome, which can lead to obesity and type 2 diabetes. So if Astragalus can help with that, that's really huge. Of course, we also need to learn how to stop eating sugar. But in the meanwhile, while you're doing that, take Astragalus to help improve your insulin response. In a 2020 study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, it found that Astragalus improves our insulin sensitivity, our glucose uptake in the cell, and suggesting that it can be useful in preventing and managing age-related metabolic issues. So like I said, that's really huge. And about the sugar cravings, there is a video on our site that talks about all kinds of different ways to overcome sugar craving, and I think you'll find it really helpful if this is a problem that you have. So don't forget to take your Astragalus if you have issues with weight. All right, well, we know as we age that we tend to have cognitive decline. Things like Alzheimer's and other kinds of dementias and Parkinson's seem to get more prominent, especially Alzheimer's in women, which research shows that 2/3 of the Alzheimer patients in the United States are women. So that's really scary. One thing that we can do is taking herbs like Astragalus, and research studies have shown that Astragalus helps protect brain cells from oxidative damage. It helps to improve memory, and it reduces the accumulation of those yucky amyloid plaques, which are extensive in Alzheimer's. And I did want to mention here too a fact that a recent study suggested that Alzheimer's is now being considered a form of diabetes. They call it type 3 diabetes of the brain because it appears to be related to our sugar balance. So that's why I was saying earlier that since Astragalus also helps with the sugar balance, that it makes even more important for our well-being as women. So what is the second biggest complaint that we women are concerned about as we get older, besides weight? Our skin, right? A lot of women complain about dry skin, about wrinkles starting, and Astragalus can be a big tool for us. So one of the signs of aging in our skin is the decreased ability to form collagen. And research on Astragalus shows that astragaloside 4, that major ingredient in Astragalus, can enhance the skin regenerative capabilities and improve the collagen formation. So this is an ingredient now actually being used in skin products, and it can increase collagen formation when used on the skin, and also can improve our skin by taking it internally. It has powerful cell regenerative abilities and improves the extracellular matrix of the skin, which includes collagen. So I thought that was pretty amazing. Studies found that Astragalus 4 can enhance our skin regeneration and improve collagen formation, making it a popular ingredient in anti-aging skincare. So like I said, it works both inside and outside the body. I don't personally know of any products that have that in it, and if any of you do know, please post it in the comments. The other thing that it does that I wanted to bring up in terms of skin is the anti-inflammatory properties, because like we were saying earlier, that astragalus reduces chronic inflammation, which actually helps to improve collagen. Because if there's a lot of inflammation in the body, the collagen will break down. So astragalus has several different ways of improving your skin health. So I hope this video has been helpful and interesting to you about astragalus. I know it was for me. And I love finding products and sharing them with you and other things that have a lot of anti-aging properties, because it makes it a lot more cost-effective and affordable for all of us. So I thank you for watching today, and please like and subscribe so that you'll know when the next Holistic Anti-Aging Solutions video comes out, and you can keep up with the latest information. So if you have used astragalus, I really would love to hear your experience and see if you've noticed any of these properties. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.